Residential status of a chief. Resident. The chief can be resident in India in the control and management of his affairs situation wholly or partially in India. Non-resident. If the company control and the management of affairs situation wholly outside India, it would become non-resident. Meaning of control and management. Next question: control and management refers to section 6 of central control and department management is meant to carry out the day-to-day business of business agents. Control management does de facto control and management is not merely being right to control the management. Business can be done from outside India, yet the the control and management may be wholly in India. Therefore, the control and management of the business is said to be situated at a place where the head and brain of adventures is situated. Merely because the family has a house in India, they where some of the members are said in the previous year doesn't constitute the place of this seat of control and management of the affairs of the archive unless important directions concerning the affairs of archive is taken at that place. Resident and ordinary resident but not ordinary resident. If Karta of the archive satisfy both the following additional situation as applicable in the case of individual when the resident achieve will be the resident or ordinary resident. Otherwise, it will be resident but not ordinary resident. Additional condition: the Karta of the resident of achieve should be a resident at least 2 preceding years out of 10 preceding years immediately preceding provincially. Stay of Karta during 7 previous year immediately preceding relevant previous year should be 730 days or more. Resident status: if the control and management of his affairs situation wholly or partially in India, no. Achieve is not resident. If yes, partially in India, if a Karta resident in India, 2% for financial year of 10 years, and total of in the previous 7 years, 73 days are there in the year plus 4 should be satisfied. If yes, Achieve is resident or non-resident, no. Resident, no, or resident. Resident status of firm AOP and BOI. Resident of firm AOP BOI shall be resident in India if the control management of the affairs division wholly and partly in India. Non-resident when the control and management of affairs division wholly outside India, firm AOP BOI should be become non-resident. No, the resident status of the partner member is immaterial. Where determine the resident status of the firm AOP BOI. Term of non-resident is defined in Section 230 of the Income Tax Act 1961 as a person who is not a resident. However, for the purpose of Section 92B, 93 and 91 868, non-resident would include a person who is not an resident within the meaning of Section 6 of Section 6. Resident status of local authorities and of artificial judicial person, resident and non-resident. Local authorities, local authorities, artificial judicial person would be resident in India if the control and management of the affairs division wholly in India. Non-resident with the control and management of the affairs wholly outside India, then became non-resident. Residential status of the company. The company would be resident in India in the previous year if it is an Indian company or a place of effective management in India or in India. Place of effective management means a place where the key management and commercial decisions that is necessary for the conduct of the business of the entity or whole are in the substantial mean. Explanation section 6 and 3. Determination of residential status of the company. If a company in India, no. Whether the POEM of the company in India in the previous year. Resident in India, no. The company is not resident of previous year. The company is resident in India in the previous year, yes. Then the company POEM in India previous year, yes. Then resident. The guidance principle determine the place of effective management POEM. The company other than the Indian company, Circular 6 2017, Data 24 2017, Circular 8 2017, Data 23 2017. The place of effective management POE is an international recognized test of determining residence of the company incorporated in the foreign jurisdiction. Most of the tax authorities entered into the country recognize the concept of place of effective management for determining the residential status of the company and tiebreaker for the rule of avoidance of double taxation. CBDT has laid down the following guidance principle to be followed for determining the POEM. Concept of substance over form. The determination of POEM depends upon the facts and circumstances in the given case. The POEM consists of one of the substance or form. It may be noted that the entity may have more than one place of management but it can have only one place of effective management, no other point of time. Since the residence is a determined one for every year, people in a point of effective management will also be required to be determined 1 year to year basis. Whether the company is required to active company engage in active business outside India, the important criteria to determine POEM. The process of determining POEM would be primarily based on the facts as whether or not a company is engaged in active business outside India. The company shall be engaged in the active business outside India. If passive income is not more than 50% of total income, less than 50% of total asset is situated in India, less than 50% of total number of employees situated in India or resident in India, the payroll expenses incurred on such employees is less than 50% of the total payroll expenditure. Meaning in certain terms, income meaning as computed for tax purpose in accordance with the law of the country of incorporation, as per the books of account where the law of the country of incorporation does not require such computation. Value of asset in case of individually depreciated asset, in case of pool of fixed asset during the treated as a block of depreciation in case of other asset. In case of individual depreciation asset, the average of the value for tax purpose in the country of incorporation of the company at the beginning and the end of the financial year. In the case of pool or fixed asset being treated as a block of depreciation, the average of the value of the tax purpose in the country of incorporation of the company of beginning and end of the year. In the case of other asset, value of the books of the account. Number of employees. The average of number of employees at the beginning and end of the year shall include a person who has not employed directly by the company performing tasks similar to the performed by the employees. Payroll term includes cost of salaries, wages, bonus, all the employees' compensation including related pension, social costs borne by the employer. Passive income. It is an aggregate of income from transaction where both the purchase and sale of goods is from or to its associate enterprises. Income by way of royalty, dividend, capital gain, interest, rental income. Whether any income by way of interest does not shall not consider to be a passive income as the case company which is engaged in the business of banking or public financial institution, its activity is regulated as such under the applicable law of the country of incorporation. Place of effective management. In case of the company engaging in active business outside India, the POEM of the company engaged in active business shall be presumed to be outside in India if the majority of the board meetings are held outside India. However, in the case of boards not exercising the power of management, such powers are being exercised by either the board of the company or by the person resides in India, then the POM shall consider to be in India. For the purpose merely because the board of directors follow general and objective principle of global policy, the group laid down by the parent enterprises, which may be the field of payroll activities, accounting, human resource functions, IT, infrastructure, network, platform, supply chain functions, routine banking operation procedures are not being specified to the entity or a group of entity per se would not constitute as an BOD of the company standing aside. The CBDT Circular number 25 2017, dated 23/10/2017, clarifies that so long as a regional head microctor operates on a subsidiary group of companies as a region within the general and objective principle of global policy of the group laid down by the parent entity in the field of payroll function, accounting, HR function, IT infrastructure, network platform, supply chain functions, or routine banking operation procedure, and not being specific to any entity or group of entities per se, it would itself is not constituted as a board of directors of the company. Standing aside such activities, regional headquarters in India alone will not be the basis of establishment of point of engagement for such subsidiaries and groups of companies. It is further mentioned in the said circular that the provision of the general anti-avoidance rules contained in the chapter XC of Income Tax Act 1961 may not trigger such cases where the above clarification is found to be used for abusive, aggressive tax planning. For the purpose of determining whether the company is engaged in the active business outside India, the average of data of the previous year of 2 years prior to shall be considered. In the case of companies not being exercised for a shorter period, The data of such period shall be considered. At the accounting period for the tax purpose, it's accordance with the laws of the country incorporated in the country. The difference from the previous year, then the data of our accounting year, the end during the relevant previous year, and two accounting period proceedings shall be considered. For the purpose of determining whether the company is engaged in active business outside India, the average of data of previous 2 years to be shall be considered. For the case of company has been in existence for a shorter period, the data of such period shall be considered. But the accounting period for the tax purpose, in accordance with the laws of the country incorporated of the company, it's different from the previous year. That the data of the accounting year that ends with the relevant previous year and two accounting year preceding that shall be considered. It has been clarified that mere mm, following global policy laid down by the Indian holding company would not constitute board in standing aside. In the case of companies not engaged in active business outside India, guidance provides two stages of process for determining the POM in the case of company not engaged in active business. First stage, identifying the person who is actually making the key management and commercial decision for conducting the company as a whole. Second stage, determining the place where the decisions are made. Fact has been made. The place where the management decisions are taken would be more important than the place where such decisions are implemented. For the purpose of determining the POM, it is substance would be conclusion rather than form. The conditions specified the circulars are depicted in the flow chart flow. Determine the POEM based on the following categories of foreign companies: active business outside India, business test, company fulfill the test of ABOT, and the companies other than fulfilling the test ABOI. POEM outside India is a majority board of directors are held outside India. A de facto decisions make authorities are not board of directors but the Indian parents and residents. POM shall be and in the case of identify the person who is actually making the key manager or commercial decisions or conducting the company's support. Determine the place where this BOS meeting is conducted. What is ABOI test? The company is said to be engaged in ABOI. It is fulfill the cumulative conditions. Passive income, it is around 50% or less of total income, not less than 50% of the total assets situated in India, not less than 50% of total number of employees are situated in India or resident in India. Payroll expenses incurred of such employees are less than 50% of total payroll expenditure. The passive income of the company can be aggregated income from transaction where both the purchase and sale are is from an associated enterprises. Income by way of royalty, dividend, capital assets, interest, expect the banking companies and public financial institutions. The rental income whether or not including associated enterprises. Some of the guiding procedures which may be taken into the account for determining the POI as follows. Location where the board of directors may take place. The location may be placed in the effective management of the company process of board. Retention exercising its authority to govern the company. Thus, in substance, make the key management and the commercial decisions necessary for the conduct of the business company's business as a whole. It may be mentioned that mere formal holding the board of directing at the place by itself is not conclusive for determining POM being located at the place. If the key decisions by the directors or in the fact being taken in the place other than the place where formal meetings held, the key decisions by the directors or in the fact being taken in the place other than the place where the formal meetings are held, then such other place can be relevant to POM. As example, there may be the case where the board meetings are held in the location distinct from the place where the head office of the company is located, or such a location is unconnected with the place where the predominant activity of the company is being carried out. If the board has de facto delegated authority to make key management and commercial decisions for the company to the senior management or any other person, including shareholders, promoters, strategy, legal, financial officer, etc., it does not. There's nothing more than routine rectifying the decisions that have been made. Company place effective management will ordinarily be the place where the senior management or other person make a decision. Senior management, in respect to the company making means a person who is generally responsible for developing, formulating the key strategies and politics for the company and for ensuring or overseeing the execution and implementation of those strategies on a regular or ongoing basis. While designating may be various partners include managing director, chief executive officer, financial director, chief financial officer, chief operating officer, and heads of various divisions and department. Example: chief information technology officer, director of sales, and director of marketing. Location of executive committee in the case of power or delegated to the board. A company board may delegate some of all the authorities one or more committees such as executing committee consists of key members or senior members. In a situation, a location where member of the execution committee are based and where the committee develops and formulates a key strategies and policies for mere formal approval for a full board. While often considered to be the company's place of effective management, the delegation of authority may be either de jure by means of formal resolution or shareholder agreement, or de facto based on the actual conduct of boards and executive committee. Location of the head official. The location of the company's head office will be very important facts to determine the company's place of effective management because it often represents the place where the key company decisions are made. The following points need to be considered for determining the location of head office of the company. If the company's senior management and support staff are based on a single location, and the location is held out to the public as the company principal place of business or headquarters, then the location is the place where the head office is located. If the company is more decentralized, for example, various members of the senior management may operate from time to time at offices located in various countries, then the company head office should be located and the senior management as a primary and predominant basis. Normally, a return to following travel to other location mean when formally and deciding key strategic politics for a company as a whole. The member of senior management may operate from different location, one or more less permanent basis. As a member may participate in various meetings via telephone, video conferencing, rather than by a physical presence at the meeting in a particular location. In such situation, head office would normally be located. If any where the highest level of management, for example, managing director, finance director, other direct support staffs are located. In situation where the senior management is so decentralized and it's not possible to determine the company's headquarters and reasonable degree of certainty, the location of the head office could not be more relevant for determining the company place of effective management. The head office, the company would have a place where the company senior management, the direct support staffs are located. These are located more than one location, the place where the primary or predominantly located. Company's head office is not necessarily same as the place where the majority of the employees work and where the board typically meets. Use of modern technology. The use of modern technology impacts the place of effective management by many ways. It is no longer necessary for a person to take decisions to physically present in a particular location. Therefore, the physical location of the board meeting or a executive committee meeting or a meeting for senior management may not be where the key decisions or in substance being made. In some cases, the place where the directors or the place taking the decisions on majority take usually resides may also be relevant to factor. In such case, place where directors or the persons taking the decisions or majority of them usually resides may also be a relevant factor. Decision via circular resolution or a round robin voting. In case of circular resolution or a round robin voting, the factors like frequency in which it is used, type of decisions made in a manner where the parties involved in the decisions are located or be considered. It cannot be said that the prosper of decision alone would be the prosper decision alone would be relevant, but based on the past practice in general contact, it would be required to determine the person who has the authority, who exercises the authority to take a decision. The place of location of such person would be more important. Decision making by shareholder is not a relevant factor in determining POEM. Decision made by shareholder on the matter which is reserved for shareholder decisions under the company law is not relevant for determining the company's place of effective management. Such decisions may include sale of all subsidiaries, all company's assets, and the dissolution, liquidation, deregistration of the company, the modification of rights attached to various class of shares and units of a new class of shares. These decisions typically affect the existence of the company itself or the right of shareholders rather than the conduct of company's business from the management or commercial perspective are therefore generally not relevant for determining the company's place of effective management. However, the shareholder involvement can, certain situations, turns into the effective management. This may be happen through a formal arrangement by way of shareholder arrangement that or may also happen by way of actual contact. As an example, if A shareholder limits his authority of the board or a senior manager of the company and thereby remove the company's real authority to make decisions. And the shareholder guidance transform into usurpation, usurpation, and such undue influence may result to effective management being exercised by the shareholder. Shareholder involvement can be certain situation turns into effective management. This may happen as a formal arrangement way of shareholder arrangement or may happen in the actual conduct. As an example, if a shareholder limits his authority of the board and a senior manager of the company, thereby remove the company's real authority to take decisions, then the shareholder guidance transforms into usurpation and such undue influence may have a result of effective management being exercised by the shareholder. Therefore, whether the shareholder involvement is crossing the line into the effective management or one fact has been determined in the case-to-case basis only. And day-to-day routine operation decisions are not relevant in the main POEM. It may be clarified that due day-to-day routine operational decisions undertaken by the junior middle management shall not be relevant for purpose of determining POEM. The operational decision relating to the oversight of day-to-day activity of business operation and acting as companies where the key manager and commercial decisions are concerned with the broader strategic policy decision. For example, in addition to an open major new manufacturing facility or to discontinue a major product line would be examples of a key commercial decision affecting the company's business as a whole. By the contest decision by the plant manager appointed by the senior manager run this facility concerns repairs and maintenance. The implementation of company worldwide quality controls and human resource policy would be examples of routine operational decisions. In certain situations, it may be happen the person responsible for operation decision is the same person who is responsible for the key manager or commercial decision. In such case, it may be necessary to distinguish two types of decisions thereafter to assess the location where the key manager and commercial decisions have taken place. If the above factors do not lead to the clear identification of POEM, then the final guidance provide following are secondary factors to be considered. Place where main and subsidiary activities of the companies are carried out, or place where the accounting records of the companies are kept. It need to be emphasized that determining the POE is based on all the relevant factors relevant to management control of the company. It should not be determined on the basis of isolated facts. That is itself do not establish effective management as the illustrated following example. The fact that the foreign company is completely owned by the Indian company will not be exclusively evidence that the condition of establishing POE in India have to be satisfied. The fact that there exists of permanent establishment of foreign entity in India would itself not a conclusive evidence for conducting the POEM in India has been satisfied. The fact that there is no such of a direction of foreign company in India will be conclusive evidence that the condition of establishing POE in India have been satisfied. The fact of a local management being situation in India and result respective activity carried out by the foreign company in India will not itself conclusive evidence that the condition established before will be satisfied. The existence of India's supporting function, which is preparatory auxiliary in character, will not be exclusive evidence that conditions for establishing POM in India have been satisfied. It is reiterated above principle for determining POEM all guidance only. No single principle will be decisive itself. The above principle is not be seen reference to any particular moment of time. Rather, activity performed over time during the previous years need to be considered. In other words, a snapshot approach may be not be adopted. Further, based on the facts and circumstances, it is considered that during the previous year of POEM India, also outside India, the POEM shall be presumed in India, it would be mainly predominantly in India. The CBDT also clarified the assessing officer shall, before initiating any proceeding for holding company incorporated outside India on the basis of POEM and being resident in India, seek prior approval of the National Council Commissioner or a commissioner as the case may be. Further, in the case of ABO, process the hold companies incorporated outside India as the basis of POEM, it's being resident in India, then such finding shall be given by the AO after seeking prior approval of the collegium of 3 members consisting principal commissioner or commissioner, or the case may be the constitute the principal chief commissioner of the region. Record the collegium is constituted shall provide opportunity of being heard and the company before issuing any direction on the matter.